The director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, also known as CISA, testified Wednesday on Capitol Hill that the U.S. election system has never been more secure. Nevertheless, foreign adversaries will attempt to undermine our democratic institutions as we get closer to the upcoming presidential election. CISA Director Jen Easterly joined the director of the National Intelligence and an FBI official before the Senate Intelligence Committee to discuss how their respective agencies plan on addressing these concerns. They released a joint report last month outlining the tactics often used by foreign adversaries to influence U.S. elections. They range from creating fake media sites and voice cloning of public figures to manufacturing false security incidents and social media campaigns. For more on all of this, let's bring in CBS News cybersecurity expert Krebs. He's the former director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, known as CISA, and currently Chief Public Policy Officer at SentinelOne. Chris, good to have you back again. When Jen Easterly says the system is secure, what exactly does that mean to you?
Well, it means that the federal government, working with state and local election officials, have been working hard for 8+ years to ensure that there are security resources out into those that actually administer U.S. elections, which of course are state and local election officials. I think there's an overarching narrative that, yes, there are significant threats out there, that we have China, Russia, Iran, and others that are looking to interfere in our elections, when in fact we've spent significant resources address a number of different vulnerabilities in the system to ensure that it is in fact a resilient, secure process.
And by resilient and secure, are you talking about the actual mechanics of voting and the machines and the ballots and just the nuts and bolts of getting voters, casting the ballots, counting them, and that kind of thing? Is that essentially what you mean?
John, that's exactly right. We have to think about the political process, elections, in two distinct areas. One is the technical administration. That's the voting process. When you show up on election day, you cast that ballot, it gets certified or counted and then certified. There are administrative processes on either side of voting. And that's where CISA, working with the FBI and state and local election officials, have spent all those resources over the last several years. There is, however, to your point, a much broader, deeper disinformation and information ecosystem that is being targeted every single day by those in Russia and in China. And like we saw in the 2020 election, the Iranians.
And so let's stay in that second grouping, which seems fuzzier and harder. For example, who's in charge of determining what's fake and hardening those kinds of efforts to undermine public goodwill and information that's being exchanged?
Right. That was a key theme in the hearing today. Ultimately, it's the American people, it's the voters that are going to determine what's real and what's fake. However, the security apparatus, the intelligence community, law enforcement, have the ability to look over there, to look into foreign space at accounts that may be originating and promoting and propagating information that is fake or AI generated. And they can work directly with the social media platforms to flag those accounts. It's not content, it's accounts. Also, like we did in 2020, when we were aware that Iranians were posing as the Proud Boys and intimidating voters and threatening voters to vote a certain way, the government has the ability and call that activity out, call those campaigns out, and ensure that the American people have information in their hands to make the right decisions. And secondly, you have CISA, who has what they call rumor versus reality, that is used to provide authoritative information on security practices and controls that are in place around those technical systems that we just talked about to ensure that you do have a safe, secure, resilient election.
Former CISA director and CBS News cybersecurity expert Krebs. Thanks a lot, Chris.